Hello, I'm Matt from Ludovox.fr, and today I'm going to give you an overview of Tokaido Duo. This is a game in the Tokaido range for 2 players of 8 and up, and it plays from 20 to 30 minutes. In this game, you don't play as one character like in Tokaido, you play as 3 characters each. You have a merchant, an artist, and a pilgrim, and you need all 3 of them to progress to earn victory points and eventually to win the game. So the merchant tries to get gold tablets, the artists try to paint their frames and offer them, and the pilgrim wants to simply progress there and visit temples and gardens to score a certain number of points. The game is organized in a series of turns, and on a turn you simply roll the die, all 3 dice, and what happens is that the active player is going to select 1 die, the other player is going to select 1 die, and the active player selects the remaining leftover die. So, for example, I will select the merchant. So the merchant is going to move that number of spaces, in this case 1, and the merchant moves along the orange tracks. So for example, in this case, they will move here, and if you land in a village space, in the inner land, you will get a certain number of goods that you will simply take from the bag. So I take 2 goods, for instance, and those goods you will store, and you have 5 spaces. The 6th space can be obtained through one of these bonus tiles. I will cover them later. On a subsequent turn, if you land in a harbor space, you can sell one of those goods. So for example, if I am in this harbor, I will be able to sell kimonos for 4 money each. So I will sell it and get those coins. The coins you have will accrue, and if you have 10 or more, you can convert 10 of them to get a gold tablet, and you place the gold tablet from left to right on your board, and this simply increases the scoring of the merchant. Now my turn is over. It is the next player's turn to choose one of the dice. So for example, they will select the pilgrim, and the pilgrim moves clockwise along the outer edges of the board. So in this case, 1, 2 spaces. They land on an ocean space. So when you land on an ocean space, you will take one of these bonus tiles and place it onto the relevant board. So for example, if you take the improvement from the merchant, you place it on the merchant board, and you have 1 improvement for each of the characters. For instance, this improvement allows you to have the other space, the 6th space. So that's it for the pilgrim, but you have many spaces to cover. You can get into temples. If you get into temples, you simply increase your temple track. If you visit gardens, you increase your garden track, and that's the objective of that character. If you get into a harbor, you will get the money that is associated to the harbor. If you get into the hot springs, you get the hot springs token, and that essentially allows you, if you spend it, to double an action. And that's it for the pilgrim. So now I have the leftover die, I have the artist, and I will simply move the artist, but the artists move inland, and the spaces are delineated by the roads. So for example, I will do this, just 1 space, because the die says 1. And then the artist has a choice. They can either paint their frames or offer them. I will simply paint them, and to know the number of frames I will paint, I will simply count up the number of characters that the artist touches. In this case, 2 characters, so 2 frames. And you may notice those frames have symbols on them. On a subsequent turn, instead of painting, I can offer the first painting of my collection if I am in the relevant space. If I go back here, there are bamboos here, so I can offer this bamboo painting. And that's how I advance with that character. So now we have applied all 3 dice, and it is the next player's turn to get all 3 dice, roll them, and select 1. I will select the second, they will have the third, and so on and so forth. And we do that back and forth until one of the goals of the 6 characters is fulfilled. So for example, the merchant has all gold tablets, the painter has offered all of their frames, or the pilgrim has finished one of their tracks. We finish applying the dice, and then we count up points. So the merchant scores for every tablet, and for example, in this case, I would score 5, but if I would have placed all of the tablets, I would score 45 points. The artist will simply score for all of the frames that they have offered. You simply score the last value that is shown. And for the Pilgrim, you simply multiply the number of temples that you have visited by the number of gardens that you have visited. In this instance, I will have 5 by 5, 25 points for this. And then we sum up all the points of the 3 characters, and if we have a higher score than the opponent, we simply win the game. And that's it for Tokaido Duo. So this is a game in which you try to maximize your scoring by moving the right character at the right time and the right space, and you try to have all of your characters progress towards victory. Now, bye-bye, see you in Ludochrono.